Francisco Cosme and his wife both received their one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine here at the Javits Center. A few weeks later, they tested positive for COVID-19. But his wife tells me she would have never imagined that even after being fully vaccinated for the virus, her husband would be fighting for his life.
I just keep on feeling inside myself, how did this happen? Because you're vaccinated, how?
Laura Eugene is living through what most of us have been desperately trying to avoid.
I have COVID. My son, he has COVID. My husband has COVID.
But their situation is different. They caught the virus despite taking the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which was fully backed by Dr. Anthony Fauci, one of the most trusted faces of the pandemic.
Virtually 100% protective against hospitalizations and death.
They were inoculated on March 6th and continued following all safety precautions. But things took a turn on April 1st when her husband, Francisco Cosme, began feeling sick and tested positive.
My hope just was like, okay, thank God he's vaccinated. I know everything's going to be okay.
7 days later, he wasn't. They had to take him to Robert Wood Johnson Medical Center, where a doctor gave him an IV and sent him home, saying that because he was vaccinated, he'd just have to let the virus run its course. But it didn't. A few days later, they rushed him to JFK Medical Center in Edison. He's being treated for pneumonia in the ICU ever since.
He is just like a person that never got vaccinated. He is in critical care, wide out lungs. Like, where was the help inside the body? Where was that help that we're supposed to be getting from a vaccination?
Francisco has type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure, but Laura says his conditions were well managed. And on top of dealing with the emotional toll of her husband's health, she and her son are also fighting the virus.
Every day is just a very difficult day because I got to wake up every day and wait. And I don't know what to expect that day.
Laura's situation comes at a time when the FDA and CDC have called for a pause in the use of the J&J vaccine after extreme rare cases of blood clots in a few women. And as for Laura, she wants people to take an important lesson away from her story.
If you do get sick, seek medical attention. Don't just sit there and say, well, I'm vaccinated, I'm going to get through it. Because you don't know. We really don't know.